the dark of night, as the memories go flash.
Oh, hello. Thanks for dropping by and welcome. This is part 10 of the 11-part series inside the Songs of Darkness Calling, and tonight, we're going to look at the song The Best Years. And as far as I know, it's a song I've only played once, I believe, and that was the other day at Woodlands Hotel. And it's a strange little song. It's again one of those lockdown songs that I worked up, and I had the music and most of the words for quite a while, but I just wasn't quite satisfied with where it was, and I sort of worked really hard to try and knock it into place. And I think it's a different song for me, and it's just sits right on the line of that country weeper that I don't think I've ever really written before. But I'd been listening to a wonderful series called Cocaine and Rhinestones by David Allan Coe's son, and he did a real deep dive on George Jones, and from the early years with the duets from Melba Montgomery right up to, basically when he dies. Covers everything that you see in the George and Tammy show, which is, that's a good watch, but you can see that what it is. It's a very airbrushed, nice looking, fairly cliched look at the George and Tammy story, but there's so much more to the George Jones stuff, including all the early things, which I was really fascinated by, his sort of obsession with Melba Montgomery, and how the song Walk Through This World just really grabbed me. It's a song that probably gets overlooked a bit in his canon, but it was a beautiful song, and it was a song that he used to sing with Melba standing right there next to him, and it's basically a song about unrequited love. And he reportedly would ask her to marry him on stage nearly every night, and she was obviously not interested. But he would continue to play this song, and there's versions of it you can find on YouTube of Walk Through This World where he's looking absolutely distraught, like it's the last thing in the world he wants to be doing as he's playing his new single. And it's a really compelling, strangely fascinating song, and it grabbed me, and I guess I modelled The Best Years on Walk Through This World. It's a simple song. It's got some beautiful pedal steel from Ben Franz, and an absolutely breathtaking fiddle solo from Greg Field, which when I first heard it, I must admit, it sent shivers down my spine. And the tone of his violin and the what he plays is just perfect. From memory, it was one take, Mr. Field, so well done. And I really can't wait for you to hear this song, because it's, like I said, it's really unlike anything on the album. And I didn't know whether to include it for a while. It was really hard to find the right spot for it on the record. I didn't want it to end the record, because obviously I wanted the title track to finish the album. So where do you put another slow, weepy song? But in the end, I thought, well, we're going to wind down the album gradually. It's like walking through a room, turning out the lights. You climax with the Stockman's Grave, and then we're going to sort of shut things down now. And we're going to shut it down with the first song to start the sort of slow decline is The Best Years. And excuse me, I guess it's a song about, again, looking inwards and sort of just finding satisfaction in what you have, rather than looking over the fence and looking at what everyone else has and going, why don't I have that? And I guess there's a lot of that in life at the moment. I feel like with how much we've been through over the last couple of years, and now people sort of doing it real tough, there's a lot of looking around and going, why don't I have that? Why don't I have this? Why isn't that happening to me? And I guess that sort of happens in music as well, in your career, that you sort of look at what your contemporaries or other people are doing. Oh, gee, why hasn't that happened to me? And it's really dangerous. It's a really dangerous trap. And I think it was a song I wrote to remind me to stop and take check of my family, my wife, my relationship, my friends and my music and what I do have, and to be satisfied, because I'm doing my best, and that's all you can do. And so yeah, the best years. It's a strange little weeper, and yeah, let's see how this one goes. And it's not in that key, is it? In the dark of night, as the memories go flashing by, and you lie with what's left of your pride, all your deepest secrets reconciled. They say spare the rod, you'll spoil the child. Well, I will never lay a hand on mine, and once bitten, you'll find I'm quite shy. Shame on me that you fooled me twice, and I wonder, will you ever find peace? Will you ever be satisfied? 'Cause those doubts and regrets, the fear of what happens next, will take the best years of your life. Well, I am not one to cause a scene, but these lines that I'm reading between call last act when those fair ladies sing. And now a chorus blows in from the wings. It's that wild mercury sound as the curtain comes tumbling down. So I will take my bow. I'll be gone before the cherry blossoms flower, and I wonder, will you ever find peace? Will you ever be satisfied? Those doubts and regrets, the fear of what happens next, will take the best years of our lives. Well, it's better the devil, you know. No good comes when an ill wind blows. Every diamond that shines grew from the cold. And I wonder, will we ever find peace? Will we ever be satisfied? 'Cause those doubts and regrets, the fear of what happens next, will take the best years of our lives. Yeah, those doubts and regrets, the fear of what happens next, will take the best years of our lives. They took the best years of our lives. The best years. Yeah, and I consider that a strange little ditty, quite unusual and different to anything I've really written. And I love that song. I love it, and it sort of reminds me to take stock and smell the roses and make sure that what I'm doing, I don't regret down the track, and that I can look back on my life and be proud of what I've achieved and the way I've conducted myself as best as possible. So yeah, let's drink to that. A little bullet bourbon tonight, because I thought maybe that's what George Jones would appreciate. And that's one that good friend Mr. Wall in Tennessee put me onto. So cheers to you, Joe, especially, and a little George Jones homage to you country lovers tonight. And that's track 10 from Darkness Calling, which you can check out on the Bandcamp. The pre-orders are open. We're trying to run a pre-order campaign rather than a crowdfunder. Take a little pressure off myself, and still try and get some orders through before the album's out, and I've got to pay for it. But thank you very much. Bandcamp Friday was pretty successful last week, and we got quite a few orders in, which has helped ease the pressure a little bit of having to pay for these records in a couple of weeks. So thank you. But you can, of course, help us out still. There's some wonderful things, merch packs on the Bandcamp. There's a mega bundle, which has an exclusive Darkness Calling t-shirt, which you can only get that t-shirt on this pre-order campaign. So if you like that, you see that, you need to grab it now, because we won't be making those after the order's shut off. That's a order only thing, and there'll be none of those available after the fact. So grab one of those now. In the mega bundle, you've got one of those, you've got a slip mat, you've got the album on vinyl and CD, you've got a little keyring torch, and of course there's a signed postcard in there as well. Wonderful art from Manny Walter. And then there's a couple of different bundles. There's the Small Towns bundles. There's also, of course, a stubby holder, like I said, a keyring torch, and of course the wonderful coloured vinyl as well, which you can pre-order. A couple of those left if you're quick. So yeah, thanks for dropping by. We've got one more song to go from Darkness Calling. It is, of course, the title track, and we'll be looking at that tomorrow night. So until then, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for the last track, Darkness Calling.